Do it. There we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Astronomy Daily Live. See, I've got myself running here, so I have to kill that. All right, there we go. There we go. Well, all right. Well, welcome, everybody. Glad that you could stop by this virtual porch, which is pretty much open every single day, same time, 2 hours UTC, same place, right here, right here. So glad you could come in. Here we talk mainly astronomy, but we get into science, we get into, uh, sort of relevant tangents, right? So yeah, hope everybody's doing well out there. I'm going to do that. I'm going to look at the chat again. Okay, cool. So on the panel, once again, is Bobby. Hey there, Bobby.
And Chaya, how's everybody doing?
Hope everybody's doing well out there. I was having a little bit of a conversation with Uncle Bill before we started here, and he is completely worn out. So
yeah, I was hearing about that too. About worn up and stuff.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you're getting at least a little bit of joy out of it, because that's sort of what it's all about. Hope you're having fun, even though the frustrations are there, and the tired is there, and the worn out is there. Hopefully, deep down, you're feeling pretty good about things. Now, I don't think that Tom's going to be on the panel again, because the World Series, I think, is still going on, and I heard yesterday's game was the longest game ever in World Series history. It was 18 innings.
18 innings.
18 innings. Yeah, and I think the Dodgers won 3-2. The guy hit a home run, bottom of the 18th, and that was it. It was done.
The chat. Well, it's
okay,
baseball
good.
shenanigans. I'm going to have wrestling shenanigans tomorrow.
Well, I just want to comment that see, because part of this show, right, is sort of sharing passion and joy and fun and all of that, and so I'm not really into watching or playing any kind of sports at all, right? I'm not my thing, right? But I think I understand enough to realize that for the spectators, and I would hope the players, that is the kind of game that you want, right? That's exactly what you're aiming for every single time you play or watch, right? I mean, being an astronomer, right? I want to do astronomy all the time. Okay, I don't ever want to stop, right? And I think that baseball players feel exactly the same way about baseball, right? It's like they want to play, right? They want to catch, they want to throw, they want to hit, they want to slide. They want to do all of that, and so I would hope that a baseball player, um, you know, their number one thing is to play. Okay, not to win, right? That's number two, right? I mean, winning is sort of like bonus, right? If you get to do exactly what you want to be doing and you're having a great time at it, that should be number one, right? So, an 18 inning baseball game, regardless of whether it's part of the World Series or not, uh, that that hopefully was a great game. I mean, it
Yeah, it
sounds
was
like it. I
a
mean,
long game, says Tom Van Scoter. Dodgers won. Wasn't over until 2 o'clock a.m. his time.
yeah,
They're always exciting and even more so in the World Series.
yeah, yeah. So, um, I hope that um, everyone who likes those kinds of things had a great time. I mean, it was low scoring, and that's nice too because it's high tension, right? It's like Um, so yeah, that's just a comment on that. I hope that everyone had a great time, um, because that sounds extremely exciting. Because the players got to play like what twice
Now,
as
I
long
have
as
a
they
question. Is
normally
that
do.
Central Daylight Time?
I think
For
they were in. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure where they were, but yeah, I did hear that at least East Coast, it was over like a little after 2 a.m. So yeah, like I said, just really quick, um, uh, that kind of game, everybody is hopefully doing exactly what they want to be doing in terms of either playing or watching. And so yeah, that's absolutely awesome. So cool. And yeah, I don't I don't care about baseball all that much at all. That's not the point, though. The point is, are we having a good time? Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Central Daylight Time for Tom.
okay, yeah.
I
All
don't
right.
know. I think my people would kill me if I was watching a good game like that.
Yeah. Very awesome. So yeah, I'm glad that that's going on, and folks are.
I'm gonna need to sweep over at somebody's house, and they probably don't like that.
Yeah. Another thing that I wanted to just sort of mention, and I'm gonna show it here. I'm gonna share my screen, and I'm going to show this. Uh, so this is just my YouTube channel stuff, and I don't think that there's anything here that you shouldn't see. No, I don't think so. This is yesterday's video live stream, and when I went to make a little banner for it, which I try to do every day. I've been a little bit lazy here for a while, but I'm trying to get back into it. Um, when I tried to go make a banner for yesterday's live stream, I noticed that it is still processing. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. The only thing I can think is that it's having to think about that video that I was showing in the background. So maybe this one's going to get flagged or taken down. I don't know, but yeah, it's been processing now for 24 hours, and
That's strange.
yeah, and see, um, usually I have a lot of options here, right? Lots and lots of options. I have two options at the moment. One is this, which again, I think I can show you this. I don't think there's anything here that, yeah. Um, I was able to change the title, right? And I can change, all the metadata, but there's no video here at all. So yeah, I'm a little confused as to why, but as I said, I think I have a theory, and that is it's not quite sure maybe what to do with the video that I was playing in the background. So I don't know. I don't know if anybody has any kind of insight um, or even a guess. I'd be
Yeah,
interested
I
in
would, I
knowing.
would definitely be able to try to call them up and stuff about it.
Yeah, I mean, I've
YouTube can be very finicky, and like I said, YouTube can be the most abusive thing anybody can have.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm trying to, push some of those limits a little bit, um, and so that is one of the ways of doing that. I sort of want to see, where are the edges, right? Because you know it's the edges of things that sort of make them interesting and actually make them objects, right? So I like to push the edges and sort of see where those lines are. So I don't know at all, but I mean I've been doing this since January, right? I mean practically every day, um, and none of them has ever done this. And this was actually the second live stream that I did that was actually showing a movie in the background. I did that a few days ago. Um, it was actually the first time I ever did it, and I don't even remember what it was now. Um, I don't remember
But
what it was.
did it actually is this like the first time it says processing or what?
Well, after every live stream, and here I'm going to go back to my ugly mug so you can you know there we go. Um, so um, after every live stream, right? When I stop the broadcast for probably I don't know 10 to 30 minutes, those videos will have a processing stamp on it. But usually, in a relatively short amount of time, the processing tag goes away, and I'm just left with the video. It's up. So, but this is the first time that this has ever happened, and
It
as far
seems
as I
like the
know,
first time when you did a movie it was okay, but the second time it's not happening.
I don't know. I mean, well, that's part of the test, right? That's part of my experimenting a little bit to see, what's acceptable and what's not. And I forget what that other movie was. Um, oh, it was Star Trek, the first, the motion picture. Yeah, yeah. So, and if none of you recognize yesterday's video, it was Doctor Strangelove, which is probably one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm a big Kubrick fan. I think Kubrick, in terms of cinematography and in terms of story, and for the most part, the acting. Right? I mean, when I watch a movie, I'm 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 extremely critical. Right? I mean, I want to look at the cinematography, and I pay attention to the writing and the words used and the music. Right? I mean, I pay big attention to the music, um, and then the acting, and the story, um, and to me, for instance, it's extremely obvious when an actor is trying to act, you know, trying to be funny or trying to do something. Um, a good actor uh, is believable, right? You can't tell that they're acting. It seems as though they're just being the character, right? So anyway, Kubrick, for the most part, uh, was really really good at all of those things. And Doctor Strangelove is a perfect example of that, right? I mean, it's a great story.
Remember, the Reporter of the Week had that same problem as well with one of his videos.
Oh, really? Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. I mean, maybe that's all this is, right? Is just I'm trying to test, I'm trying to see where the edge is, and that is the edge, right? So I mean, if I can't play like a video back here, I don't care. I don't care because this I think is really really cool. So um, and it's extremely easy too, right? I mean, it's just there,
And
and it's
your song was splendid on the Discord.
oh yeah, did you like that? I actually that song isn't um, uh, entirely original. I heard sort of that song on a relatively recent Music from the Hearts of Space. Um, and the song on that is sort of one way, which is sort of okay. But I sort of took those bones and made my own. Um, and so yeah, go over to the Discord and give that a listen. I call the song "Blanket" because it sort of feels like you know you're sort of being wrapped up in a blanket. So yeah, that's you know uh, I'm extremely low tech. I use a program called Audacity to mix these songs. I got to play them one track at a time, and that was actually four um, separate tracks. I can say though that the piano part, which is sort of the main part there, I was one take. It was just one take. So yeah, that doesn't really happen all that often. So yeah, so the piano part was one take, and then I've got two drum tracks, and I have a very very lightly in the background. You might be able to hear some. Um, oh, I don't know exactly what it's called. It's sort of like a. It's an electric piano of some sort, but it's very sort of harpy sounding. So listen for that. It's sort of in the background, um, but so yeah, it's
And going
definitely
back to
original.
that YouTube video, I was checking on the YouTube TV app
Uh
on
huh.
my Roku, and your latest video isn't there yet.
Yeah. No, it's being held up for something, and there's only one thing that I changed, right? And that was I was showing Doctor Strangelove. So you know, uh, if if the watchers right, see something, then they're going to do something about it, and we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, this hasn't happened,
Yeah,
so
I gotta say, YouTube could be doing a lot of crap and stuff.
mm, that's okay. I have a lot to give as well, so it goes both ways for sure. We're just a bunch of crap slingers. That's all. All right. Well, cool. Hey, I failed to realize yesterday that the planet Venus is at inferior conjunction. Now, probably, what is? Oh, let's go. Let's go over here. I'm going to share my screen. I wasn't prepared to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Um, what I want to do is I want to go back to um, that site. What I want to do that had. Oh, I'm hearing myself. How am I hearing myself? I don't know.
Hey, Uncle Bill.
Oh, it's Uncle Bill. Hey there, Uncle Bill. Nice to see you in the panel. I thought you were you were completely wiped out. Here you are. Oh, hey there, Uncle Bill. Nice to see you in the panel. I thought you were you were completely wiped out. Here you are. I can hear my echo, Uncle Bill, but I cannot hear you.
Yeah, I don't hear you either.
I can hear my echo. Yeah, I can hear me, but I cannot hear you. All right, so I'm going to yeah, I can hear me. I cannot hear you. I'm going to mute you for now, Uncle Bill, because I'm going to keep moving. So there we go. Muted Uncle Bill for the moment. Because what I wanted to do was I wanted to show you a solar system orbit chart. And I really, really like those ones that we were looking at the asteroids. I really, really like those. But I cannot remember what site that was. That showed those. So we're going to have to go to, and this is not my, this is definitely not my first choice, but let's do it anyway. Maybe SkyCal. Isn't that what it's called? SkyCal? No. House Sky. House Sky? Yeah. Let's see if they've got a planetary orbit map here. Overview. Here we go. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I really don't like this map too much. Oh, here we go. Overview of the whole solar system. Let's see if. Okay, I got you. So that's all right. That X'd it out. Okay, so this is up to the orbit of Jupiter, which is I think what we basically have here. Okay. All right. So we'll look at this. Right. It's good enough. So here's the sun. Right in the middle, at the crosshairs. And then here's the orbits of Mercury, Venus, Earth. Earth is this light blue thing, which you can barely see. And then here's Mars, right? Here's the orbit of Mars. And then I guess Jupiter is this away, and Saturn is that away, and Neptune is that away, and Uranus is that away. We can look at the outer solar system here too. So you know, here's the inner part, but here is Jupiter's in there somewhere. There's Saturn, there's Uranus, there's Neptune. They're even showing Pluto. Ah, savages. All right. So as you can see, if we draw a line between the Earth and the Sun, Venus is right there. Okay. So this is what's called inferior conjunction, because it is definitely in conjunction with the Sun, right? Meaning that it's, you know, rising at the same time and setting at the same time, and in the same location in the sky, right? It's one of the conjunctions, right? The other one is when Venus would be over here on the opposite side of the Sun. That's called superior conjunction. So the two inner planets, Mercury and Venus, can be in conjunction with the Sun in two different ways, right? Every other planet, right, is only in conjunction when it's on the opposite side of the Sun, because, of course, that is because, of course, that all the other planets are outside the orbit of the Earth. So very, very cool. So what I did is I grabbed an MPEG movie of the SOHO. Oh, here we can actually look. So I went over to the SOHO site, and we can go to the Sun now. So this is the various views by SOHO, but you can see that this last one here, this LASCO C3, has in it Venus right there. So here's the location of the Sun. I think it's this, the location and the size of the Sun right there. So as of October 28th at 0:30 UTC, which was what, about 2 hours ago. As of 2 hours ago, Venus was actually just past inferior conjunction. Just past, right? Inferior conjunction would have occurred, you know, right there when the right ascension of Venus and the right ascension of the Sun are exactly the same. As you can see, the declinations are different. Venus is obviously more to the south of the Sun. Not by very much, though, right? I mean, as you recall, the diameter of the Sun is about 1/2 of a degree. So there's one. I'm just going to rough this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 half degrees, that's about 5 degrees, right? So 5 degrees away. And the reason for this is that the orbit of Venus is inclined with respect to the Earth and the Sun orbital plane, also known as the ecliptic. So yeah, the orbit of all the planets are slightly off, and so yeah, this is what you normally get. Now, if the declination and the right ascension of this planet and the Sun are the same, then you have a transit. And there was actually a transit of Venus back in, when was that? Was that 2013, 2012, 2011? I forget exactly. Does anybody know in the chat? Don't remember exactly. And that was a pretty exciting event, right? That was very, very cool. Pretty rare, pretty rare. Um, yeah, it doesn't happen all that often, for sure, for sure. It has to be at the right place at the right time. Because yeah, this thing is moving. So, all right, well, cool. So what I did was I grabbed that MPEG movie, and somewhere here, is this it? Whoop, that's not it. Um, I thought I was playing that somewhere. Huh. Well, I can do it again. There we go. Maybe. Okay, yeah, this is actually the combo of the two. I forgot that I've done that. So on the left is the actual image, and as you can see, Venus is moving from east to west, moving pretty much with the stars, right? You can see these are all stars, right? Sort of these round stationary things. There's a lot of cosmic rays and you know, so yeah, you see a lot of that.
Okay, think Uncle Bill Duran fixed his audio. His Bluetooth headset had an odd setup and pulse audio.
Okay, cool. So that's what we're seeing on the left here. What we're seeing on the right is just differences between adjacent um, frames of this movie, right? So they take frame number 2 and subtract from it frame 1, and that just shows you the difference between the two. So you can sort of see here. It's kind of hard to see, but here's obviously Venus moving. But you can see a few other things too. I mean, this is actually
The transit was in 2012. That's what would be in 2117.
yeah, okay, yeah. That was a great event.
So it was a once in a lifetime opportunity. You missed that, you just miss it.
You just missed it. Yep. Actually, it those kinds of transits actually happen in groups, and I think this one was the last in a group of 3 or 4. That I think there was one in 2008, and I think maybe another one in 2003. I'm not exactly sure. Anyway, I think that this was like the third or fourth.
The last time there was a Venus Sun transit before 2012, I think was in 1886 or something. I don't know.
Okay. Well, anyway, yeah, that was a once in a lifetime event, and I I watched the whole thing. We sat there. We had a projection, right? So we were using a telescope, but we were projecting it onto like a 6-foot diameter screen. And we sat there and watched the entire thing, the whole thing. So that was great. Yeah. I forget about those things. Anyway, so yeah, on the right, you see the differences between the adjacent frames. And what pops out here, of course, is any kind of eruption, like what's going to happen soon.
Now, please also note that we're also at solar minimum for quite some time now.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see, I'm waiting for that little CME. There it comes. You see that? Stuff spewing out. Here's a bigger one. So it's a great way. You know, it's sort of hard to see that in the actual data, but when you look at it at the differences, it really pops out. Really pops out. So anyway, there's Venus.
Tellurium on the screen share.
Cool. I'm gonna pause this right at conjunction. Let's see. Oh, right about there, huh? Yeah, pretty close. So at least according to this, inferior conjunction occurred somewhere around 9:54 UTC on the 26th. So that was like a day and a half ago. And I can't believe that I just totally forgot that. But I'm glad I remembered, because we can celebrate that. It's, again, it's one of these shared experiences that, most humans, one, aren't aware of, and two, probably don't really care. So, but some of us do, and that's all that matters. So on Uncle Bill's screen, there we go. I've got Uncle Bill's screen going now. He's playing with Stellarium. He's over in the constellation Auriga. I don't think M37 is in the right place there, by the way. What are we zooming in on here? Oh, that's LBN 796. Ah, yes. I think that was one of the pictures of the day, right? That we were looking at the other day. Is that right? Cool. What is that? B14.
Yeah, what incarnation?
Yeah. I like the real pictures as opposed to the simulated ones. The simulated ones are confusing. But okay, cool. We're just getting some kind of little tour here. I don't know if Uncle Bill is even aware that we're watching, but yeah, he's actually looking in the well, not exactly the morning sky, but I don't think any of those things are up yet, are they? I don't know. I don't think the Pleiades and the Hyades are up yet.
I think it's like real time he's looking at.
Yeah, I can't see the exact time, but yeah, it looks like it's the local time, from what I can see. So, yeah, I'm just not sure if he's aware that we are we're watching this or not.
But yeah, I don't even can hear you, Uncle Bill.
I can hear you, Uncle Bill.
Okay, do you need more volume?
No, I think you're good.
Okay.
Okay, so we've been watching your we've been watching your Stellarium. What are you doing over there?
I'm just browsing around. I don't,
Is this
catches my eye.
Yeah, is this current time?
Yeah, this is the current time at my location.
Okay. So the Heidi's are just rising. All right.
Yeah, I found before you even noticed I was doing this, I found was it 67P over here by Andromeda. If I can find it again. There it is.
Oh, cool. 64P, I guess it says.
64P, yeah.
Still pretty faint, though, at least according to that.
Yeah.
Is it what's its status? Do you know? Is it on its way in, on its way out?
I have no idea. I just happened to spot it there, which has surprised me because it has not been displaying comets for me for months.
Huh.
And here I was just browsing around, and there's a comet.
Huh. So it just sort of decided to work. Maybe you got an update or something?
It must be something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, keep browsing. We'll sort of follow along here. See what else.
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt your discussion. I was just
Oh, no. That's
making up for the lack of a cam view over here. So
that's what this is all about. All about. I'm surprised you're. Well, I guess you're sort of relaxing at this point. I hope.
yeah, this is decompression for me. Is trying to forget all the headaches I've had to deal with during the week.
Oh, so sorry. Yeah. Arr. Headaches. Yeah, well, cool. Yeah, Stellarium is. Uh, I'm pretty impressed with it. I haven't gotten as much into it as you have here, but but um, but yeah, it's a very nice tool for sure. I like the different views, right? I mean, um, I don't know if you've ever gone to like EO or Ganymede.
Oh yeah, those are real cool. You get one of the moons that's tidal locked and watch the whole sky move around, and Jupiter's filling up half the sky and doesn't move.
Yeah, it's
really nice.
It's very cool, and you can yeah, that's what I think I like most about Stellarium is the different point of view things. I mean, everything else here, right, is pretty basic, right? I mean, I've got all this on my chart, so I don't need this, right? But to have a computer be able to take actual data, right, and put you at a certain location, I think is absolutely great. I think, can you go to other stars too?
No.
Ah, okay. So it's
yeah, you're stuck in the solar system.
okay.
That solar system explorer view you taught me about as far out as you get.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess maybe I'm going to look into that a little bit because, as I recall, when you first get into the solar system view, you are located somewhere else. You actually have to find the sun. But yeah. So I mean, obviously that would be outside of the solar system, but yeah, I'm not quite sure if you can choose that or not. But yeah, it is very cool, to be on some other planet and then hit the fast forward and see what things look like, right? Sitting on Saturn, right? So yeah, I think that's probably what I like most about Stellarium is this changing point of view thing. So very cool.
Now, it hasn't been updated in a few years, but I had a friend try it here recently, and he told me it still works. There's another one, Celestia. And Celestia lets you travel around to other stars. And you get to explore and get a close-up look at your favorite nebulas and see what they might look like from other angles and stuff.
Yeah.
Not a lot of procedural stuff there. There's got a lot of plugins and a big library where people, made up entire galaxies of, fictional galaxies like Star Wars Galaxy or whatever.
Right.
Explore into.
Cool. Cool.
And it's open source also, and cross-platform, just like Stellarium.
Right. Cool. You know, am I sharing? No, I'm not. Okay. I thought I was sharing my screen there for a minute. I'm gonna get X that. Okay, well, cool. So yeah, this is your current sky. So yeah, the Milky Way is basically setting. You've got the summer triangle way over there, going down fast.
Yep.
Ursa Major, you can't even see
No.
below the horizon.
Yep. Yeah, it's way down there.
Yep, way down there. Yeah, that's about as low as it can get.
Yep. Actually, it's right on the horizon. It's not all set. The landscape I've got there is covering it up with trees.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
It's right on the horizon.
Right. Cool. Yeah, I always, say, that the two dippers, they sort of pour into one another. So the two big parts are sort of, pointing towards one another. So that's how I could tell, right away that the Big Dipper.
Okay, yeah, I never thought of it like that. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. They sort of pour into one another. Sort of.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Like I said, I didn't mean to interrupt your whole show. I was just...
No, I like, this isn't quite as good as my sky, but it's nice to have all the lines there and all the names.
Yeah. Well, of course, all that's optional too. But
yeah.
I'm not, as spite of what Adam might want to say about me, I'm not up to your expert level, so I need all the lines and stuff to guide me along.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So your moon is up. I don't think my moon is up yet. Don't think so. Maybe another half an hour or so. Cool. Yeah, one of my favorite clusters of all time is M37. It's one of my favorites. Right in that constellation. Just move yourself down a little bit. There it is, right. Way
there.
Nope, way down at the bottom.
There it is.
And I'm not sure if that's exactly in the. I guess I thought it was more in alignment with those two stars, but yeah, that's a nice.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a great one to see. No, actually, I was talking about two of the main stars in the constellation. Let's see. If I share my screen, I will show you what I mean. So I'm going to do that. Okay. So what I'm talking about, I think you can now see.
Okay.
Here we go. I'm going to. Oh, I can't do that. No, I can't do it. Maybe I could do it like this. Yeah, okay. So here's the constellation of Auriga, right? Here's Capella up here. Anyway, what I do to find this guy is I see these two stars, and I go about a third of the way from that one to that one, and then right angles. But I thought it was more over here, but okay, whatever. So, but yeah, that is definitely one of my my favorite objects. It's a nice rich cluster, and yeah. So this is showing some satellites too.
Yeah, I got my satellites on. I got a bunch of stuff on. It's meteor showers. I've got a whole lot of stuff turned on, and my deep sky hints are up a little bit high too to help me find stuff.
Gotcha. Yeah.
There's Juno.
And Orion is rising. Ah, the asteroid Juno. Yeah. Right along the ecliptic. Wow.
Yeah.
The Juno is pretty bright. I'm trying to think of... Oh, okay. There, it says 7.65. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can believe that. It's pretty close to opposition. Pretty close. What, it's up above the horizon a couple hours. Well, where's the horizon here?
Right across the middle of the screen.
I see it. Yeah.
There it is.
I got you. Yeah, see, so Juno is only maybe an hour up or so. So it's probably past opposition. So yeah, it's moving. At least my guess is that it's starting to move away from us now. So it's going to be getting fainter, I guess, over time.
This line right here is opposition conjunction longitude, so it's not quite there.
Oh, okay, I see.
Oh, wait a second. I'm thinking backwards. You're right. It's a little past. Everything moves east across the sky, right? So it's east of the OC line.
I think it's going to be moving west, but I'll have to think about that. Anyway, it's pretty close.
Except when it's in retrograde.
Yeah, and I think at opposition, I think that's maximum retrograde. I think.
Right. You would see it make some sort of loop around that line. Of course, the line is moving while it's making the loop. But yeah, that's one of my favorite lines to keep up. Yes. That OC line, because that tells me where opposition happens.
Very cool. Yeah. See, it's those kinds of things that really make this tool really, really nice, because it's like, there it is. It's a point. It's a point in space. Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
So yeah, it's a little light. It's a little ways past opposition.
Okay. But for sure. I mean, on a dark site, pair of binoculars, you can see that. Telescope, oh yeah, easy, easy. And well, probably moving too slow to really notice anything over the course of a night. Maybe, I don't know. So Orion's just coming up, where you are at least.
A whole bunch of satellites just below my eastern horizon. Of course, they're all in shadow anyway. But I'm trying to figure out why there's such a big group of them right there that's not moving.
They are the geosynchronous.
Yeah, those are geosync. You're right.
Yeah.
Because they're all just south of the equator, which makes sense for parallax.
Yep. Yeah. You're going to see most of your geos right along that line.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know if they tend to sort of group together or not, but I sort of noticed, the same thing, that they do sort of bunch up. So, yeah. Lots of satellites. Now, how many satellites, I mean, does this have like all of them in it, or just sort of the brighter ones?
I've got a whole bunch of different lists, and you get to select a large optional list, and I've got about over a dozen different lists. The amateur radio stuff that Bobby's into, the visibles, the geosyncs has a special list all by itself. Trying to remember which. I've got access to it here somewhere.
I think under search.
Oh, it's under configurations.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be in my plugins here.
Huh. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Satellites?
Yeah, I can't even see text in front of my face right now. It's been that kind of weird, guys.
Been that kind of weird.
This is all the lists I have, and I don't even have all of them displayed.
Okay, gotcha.
But, there's the visual ones. TLE News. That's God, I can't even think what TLE is right now.
Two-line element.
NOAA, which is the weather satellite stuff. GOES, which is, I think that's weather too, isn't it?
Yeah, they have also X-ray detectors on those.
Okay, and amateur.txt, that's the amateur radio list. There's GPS satellites, Galileo satellites, there's Iridium satellites, there's more, there's geosyncs right there, geo.txt.
Okay, you don't have that one selected though.
Text is, but every one of these is a different set of satellites.
Yeah, cool.
Weather text again, resource, and you'll see I don't even have all of them checked.
Right.
I've got a whole bunch of lists in here.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Cool.
And you can download additional lists to boot.
Have you have you had the opportunity to have this program, predict a Passover and then go out and see it? How's the timing? Is that it seemed to be pretty?
It works really well. It's hand in hand with Cow Sky.
Cool.
It's like I said before, as far as trying to figure out when a really good sighting like that is going to be, I generally let Cow Sky tell me when. And then I'm going to load up Stellarium to give me an idea of where to look. And
nice.
And help me plan the sighting, as where to look and how much of the sky I want, visible to me or whatever. Especially out here in the east, it's not like you. I don't have open skies.
Yeah.
I've got to get to a place where I don't have the trees blocking this horizon or that horizon or whatever.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So I get to see a little piece of the sky at a time. So I have to choose my location accordingly.
I remember that well, which is why I'm here. But okay, well, cool. This is very, very cool. Like I've said, this is a
satellite passing Juno right now.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm usually not too impressed by things, right? I mean, I think things are really, really neat and all of that. But it's sort of rare that I'm, sort of impressed. But I'm relatively impressed with Stellarium. I think, for the most part, they've done a good job. It's it's a complicated piece of software.
They've been at it for a long time, so it's matured very well.
Yeah, nice. Is it open source? Or
yes, it is.
Yeah, see, okay, well that helps. That helps a lot.
I think it's even hosted uh, uh, on a Ubuntu website. You know, even if you're getting a Windows version or whatnot, you're getting it from that website.
Nice, nice. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. You know, like I said, I'm pretty impressed with this. It's you know, not super easy to use. Well, learn, right? But once you figure it out, right? I mean, once you have all the, know where to look for things and how to set things up, and the searching, and the point of views and all of that. Once you sort of figure it out, which is a learning curve for sure, right? But once you figure it out, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, nice, nice.
Now about the satellites, I like to follow like the with the ones that has that FM repeater or linear transponder.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then I couldn't give you any information about all these. You know, if I took the time to, Bobby, I could sit down and turn off all the display of all the others and see only the amateur radio satellites. But I couldn't give you any information about those satellites other than where they are in the sky. You know, that's as looking up your frequencies and stuff would be something you'd have to do.
Might want to go back to my stellarium and see if I can catch like those other net satellites.
I do not doubt that you should be able to do that with this. Just have to, like I said, you just have to sort of figure out which buttons to push in what order. And that's it. That's it. Ah, there's the Hyades. Yay. Always like the Hyades. It's, you know, is this the closest open cluster to us? It's pretty darn close. Um,
I don't know. Let's see if it'll give me a distance for one of them.
I don't know if
One
it's,
out of the group on.
yeah,
Okay, and this should be your Sinbad data I'm seeing here.
right. 100,
Parallax of 0.02169 seconds.
and there's a distance up there too, 150 light years.
150 light years, which isn't that far, really.
It's not very far at all. Nope. Let's look at another star. They should be about the same. 160.
160 light years.
Yeah.
187.
Okay.
142. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, 150 light years. That's like rubbing shoulders. So yeah.
In the scheme of things, it certainly is.
Man, we are right on top of one another there. What's Aldebaran? Is Aldebaran how far away is that? Since we've got this up here, 66. Okay, yeah. So it's in the foreground.
Yeah.
It just so happens to be there. Huh. Interesting. Yeah. I like the Hyades for sure. I like the Hyades more than the Pleiades. And I like the Pleiades a lot. Yeah. Pleiades is also a open cluster, also pretty nearby.
Tom Ben, Scott, that's the closest star cluster to Earth. I don't know what he was talking about.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah, the Hyades that we were just looking at. Yeah, that's a star cluster that is apparently the closest one to Earth. About 150 light years or so. So what's this saying? 380 383.
Pleiades are showing about 380. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So about twice as far away as the Hyades. And can you show them both? Can you zoom out a little bit and
I'm working on it.
I just want to look at the size difference. Okay, well, you know, uh, if the Pleiades is twice as far away, then I think it should also be what, half the size or a quarter the size? I guess it's a quarter of the size. So if you compare the size of the Pleiades with sort of the size of the Hyades, that's actually pretty darn close. So that's kind of interesting that they intrinsically might be about the same size. It's just that the Pleiades are twice as far away, so appear 4 times smaller. Is that right? I think so.
I think it's twice instead of 4 times. Isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
But just the same too, and you also got to factor in that Pleiades are a really young cluster. They got a lot of spreading out to do.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell too with all my text cluttering up the screen here, but your Hyades down here are, they're spread out pretty big.
Yeah, they certainly are. They certainly are. So, well, cool.
Yeah, they pretty much cover this whole piece of the sky right here.
Yep. Yeah.
One of them way out there even.
Yep.
And that appears to be part of the cluster. See how far out here I can go and still find one. That seems to be in the same area.
Yep.
But yeah, it's spread way out, covering this whole end of the constellation.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool.
I would say, visually it's 4 times as big as the Pleiades to me.
Yep. Yep. I would totally agree. You'll have to go out and look. All right. Well, cool. Hey, it's a little bit after the hour, so I think that it's about time to exit this this virtual space here and get back to reality a little bit. So let's do that. So thanks for coming in. It obviously has been really, really great. It's clear here, and tomorrow I don't think I'm going to have an opportunity to do any kind of observations or anything. But if it's still clear here on my Monday night, which is UT on the 30th, there's a possibility that I'm going to be observing and actually, collecting some data with this scope. I sort of have to decide what I'm going to do. And if I can't come up with anything, then I'm not going to do anything. And I'll be here. But otherwise, that live stream might be either short or tricky, or I'm not exactly sure. So, yeah, we'll sort of have to see. I have to decide if I need any more data at this point or not. Or, if I want to mess around with a different kind of technique to take the calibration data. Not quite sure. So I guess I sort of have to think fast about that. So, but for now, I'm going to let you all go. So thanks for coming in. Make sure to hit the thumbs up if you so desire. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I think that's it. I think it's a wrap. So thanks you guys for coming in. Uncle Bill, Bobby, I will see you all again. I'll be here in a little less than 23 hours from now. Just one spin. Just hold on to your hats. Just one quick spin. 1,000 miles an hour or so. No big deal. It's a smooth ride. So I will see you later. Bye.